Good evening, everyone. We'll start with the very last unit of e-commerce today, that is e-commerce payment system. Okay, so payment system is an integral part of our e-commerce transactions. E-commerce, we have studied e-commerce. क्या होता है? It is when you are conducting your business online. Okay, so when you're taking your business online, when you're buying, selling goods and services online, support services also. Okay, be it education service, be it yoga, fitness, any other services, the all services are available online along with tangible goods. So when the transactions are taken online, goods are bought and sold online, we have to make sure that it has integrated payment system. Okay, without a sound payment system you cannot sell your goods online. ठीक है, कितने भी goods आपके अच्छे हैं, but you don't have facility for paying it online, you cannot proceed with your e-commerce. So it is the most integral part, you can say, in any e-commerce business. Okay, so coming to the features of the e-commerce payment system, first is security. Okay, so advanced encryption and tokenization to protect sensitive financial data from cyber threats and unauthorized access. So the first and foremost thing that we have to take into account when we are talking about the e-payment system is the security. Okay, our bank accounts from where we are making the transactions, our UPIs, our credit cards, all informations are secured with those e-commerce platforms. Okay, many of us have our information stored in these websites, Amazon में या कहीं कहीं से भी जहाँ से आप शॉपिंग करते हो, आप वहां पे अपने क्रेडिट कार्ड की इंफॉर्मेशन स्टोर करके रखते हो ताकि बार बार आपको वो डिटेल्स फिल नहीं करनी पड़े. Okay, so when you're storing that information on that website, so that is the responsibility of that platform to make sure that your information is secure from cyber threat, or no one can access your data. Unauthorized means except the people in Amazon who are authorized to access that data. Apart from it, no one else can access your data. So security here matters a lot. Okay. Next is the speed, real-time processing capabilities to ensure instant transaction confirmation and seamless user experience. So here you pay and instantly you get the confirmation from the site, Amazon or Myntra, that your payment is received. Okay, sometimes we don't get the confirmation, but that payment comes back. Many times it happens कि confirmation नहीं आते हैं because of some technical reasons or glitches. पेमेंट नहीं पहुंचती है सामने वाले को, बट द सिस्टम्स आर सो स्ट्रीमलाइंड कि वो पेमेंट वापस हमारे अकाउंट में आ जाती है. देयर आर हार्डली एनी चांसेस कि वो आपके पैसे इन ट्रांजिट कहीं और अकाउंट में चले जाए, until and unless it is a human error. But the transaction happens with the speed most of the times. Okay, the moment you pay you get the confirmation. Scalability, ability to handle high transaction volumes during peak periods. Okay, during peak periods means जैसे ये e-commerce platforms पे we have Diwali offers going on or discounts going on. So when the rush is very high, it's not that the server is not able to handle high payments. Even if the transactions are very high, these platforms are operating with the same speed, with the same efficiency. Okay. With various e-commerce platforms, shopping carts, payment systems for streamlined operations. So these payment solutions are mostly developed by third party. ठीक है, Amazon का हो या किसी का भी, like they are third party and they are integrated with the e-commerce platforms. So by incorporating these elements, which elements, the ones we discussed above, the security, the speed, the scalability, means even the transactions are very high. आपका system capable है वो transactions handle करने के, वो payments handle करने के, that is known, and they can continue their shopping from your e-commerce platforms. Okay, so these are the different types of e-commerce payments. Credit card and debit card payments. Most widely used are credit card. According to research, credit card payments are the widely used payment in e-commerce platforms. Most of the people make their payments through their credit cards. So these are the payments made through credit cards, debit cards like Visa, Master, Rupee, instant transaction processing, global acceptance. Okay, if your credit card is enabled for international transactions, that settings you have to make. Then it has global acceptance, online offline payments. Okay, so even if you're purchasing goods offline from any stores, that then also these methods can be used. It's not only for e-commerce. Secure transactions like 3D secure or OTP. 3D secure, you have three factor or two factor verifications, you have a OTP. It's not only your credit card number is sufficient. After you swipe a transaction or you make a transaction through these cards, a OTP comes to your registered mobile number. So until and unless you're not entering this OTP and rest all the details of your card are correct, okay. But then if OTP is not entered, your transaction cannot be processed. Okay. So OTP serves as a verification to ensure that the card is being used by the authorized card holder only. Okay, next is the digital wallets or known as e-wallets like Google Pay, Paytm, PayPal, Apple Pay. These are the digital wallets, mobile or web-based apps that store payment information. So we have our bank accounts linked with these digital wallets. These days you can even link your credit cards also, but a bank website and proceed your payments from your internet banking. Direct payment through bank's online portal without needing the third party apps. Now, these are all third party. Credit card, debit card issued by Master, Visa, Rupee. Okay. uh, डिजिटल वॉलेट्स गूगल पे इज अ थर्ड पार्टी गूगल पे कोई बैंक नहीं है ये एक थर्ड पार्टी है जो आपका बैंक अकाउंट एक्सेस करके आपको वो अपने मोबाइल में वो फैसिलिटी दे रही है कि यू कैन मेक पेमेंट्स फ्रॉम योर बैंक अकाउंट बाय लिंकिंग योर बैंक account to this app. Okay. So these all are third party. But when you don't trust third party, there are people who still don't trust these third parties. They directly want to deal with their bank. So those people prefer to make payments through internet banking. Okay, where you are logging to your bank and from your bank you're directly making the payment. You don't involve any third party in between. Okay, so there are many people who don't have Google Pay, Paytm only for the reason that they don't trust this third party. They don't want to give their financial records or their bank account numbers to any third party. Okay, so for them, bank is the most secure method for making the payment. So secure bank to bank transfers happen, supports bill payments, shopping, and more, require user credentials. So to use this net banking facility, you have to always remember your user credentials like your internet banking ID and password. So every bank has this net banking facility, be it cooperative bank, commercial bank, private, public. Okay, so you can use net banking if you want to avoid these third party apps. Okay, unified inter you digital wallets or you call them UPI. UPI is unified payment interface, a real-time payment system enabling instant transfer, okay, between bank accounts via mobile app. So these are interoperable across banks. You can have multiple accounts linked in one app. So if I'm having account in two, three banks, all at once can be seen in my GPay and I can make transaction from any bank. Highly efficient. Okay, next is these are also like mobile apps only. We are not discussing this. Mobile payment system is again GPay and all. Talking about prepaid cards. Okay, reloadable cards used for making payments without directly linking to a bank account. Here you are not even linking anything to your bank account. Okay. Here you have a card that is loaded with funds. Because in malls we visit game zone, we have a card that is already loaded with money and we use that card to swipe on games. Okay. Similarly, this is a smart card. It is used in malls. It is used in railway ticketing. Okay, in Mumbai we use this for local trains. We have smart cards for local trains. So every time you purchase a local train ticket, you don't have to wait in queues. If you have a smart card and there are smart card vending machines, you can directly use that smart card to take your tickets. Okay. So these are reloadable cards. Like again and again, you can reload with them with the funds. Okay. In many countries have adopted this concept of smart card. In our country, there are limited places where the smart cards are used. But one case is Hong Kong. Hong Kong have a smart card which is known as Octopus. Okay, and that Octopus card is accepted nationwide. ठीक है, अगर आपके ऑक्टोपस कार्ड है, आप उसमें पैसे लोड करवा लो जितने भी पैसे आपको चाहिए, फिर आप पूरे कंट्री में कहीं भी घूमो, बी इट मेट्रो, बी इट बसेस, बी इट रेस्टोरेंट, बी इट योर ग्रोसरी शॉपिंग, एनीथिंग यू कैन ट्रांसैक्ट विथ योर स्मार्ट कार्ड। ठीक है, तो दिस इज जस्ट अ कार्ड जिसमें आपने पैसे लोड करवाए हैं। नाउ दिस इज नॉट लिंक टू योर एनी मोबाइल ऐप, दिस इज नॉट लिंक टू योर बैंक अकाउंट, बट इट इज लाइक अ प्रीपेड कार्ड। ओके, so it is ideal for controlled spending because you have refilled that card with some amount of money and you can only spend that amount of money. Unlike credit cards come with a limit. Okay, and like we often do overspending when we are using credit cards. सो फॉरेक्स कार्ड्स, अमेजॉन गिफ्ट कार्ड या और कोई वेबसाइट का गिफ्ट कार्ड, सो दीज ऑल आर एग्जांपल्स ऑफ स्मार्ट कार्ड्स और प्रीपेड कार्ड्स। Okay, next is EFT, electronic funds transfer. Payments made directly from one bank account to another. Okay, here the facilities that we use for electronic fund transfers are NEFT, RTGS, IMPS. Okay, so when my amount is more like 2 lakhs and more, at that time I have to use ITGS. Below that, I can use NEFT and IMPS. So used for large value or urgent transactions. Okay, RTGS is used for high value payments. So here you have to log into your bank account through net banking, and after logging, you can even log into the mobile app of the bank। ठीक है, एवरी बैंक प्रोवाइड्स यू विद बोथ द फैसिलिटीज। जब आप कोई भी बैंक में अकाउंट खोलते हो, आपको एक वेलकम किट मिलती है। वो वेलकम किट में दे गिव यू द लॉग इन क्रेडेंशियल्स फॉर द ऐप। दैट ऐप you have to install from Play Store, and you can log in into that mobile app, or you can even log into your net banking and use these facilities for payment, RTGS, NEFT। Okay, next is cryptocurrency payments that are very recent and they are not accepted everywhere. Okay, crypto India में तो they are not yet accepted. So payments made using digital currencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, decentralized and borderless transactions। ठीक है, decentralized means यहाँ पे कोई बैंक से पैसे नहीं जा रहे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई एम ट्रांसफरिंग सम मनी टू सम अदर पर्सन, तो एक सेंट्रलाइज बैंक है आरबीआई जिसके अंदर मेरी बैंक आती है, जिस अकाउंट से मेरे पैसे गए। तो हियर व्हेन आई एम ट्रांसफरिंग मनी फ्रॉम सेविंग अकाउंट, करंट अकाउंट, इट कैन बी ट्रेस्ड। ठीक है, कि कौन से अकाउंट से पैसे निकल रहे हैं, कौन से अकाउंट में पैसे जा रहे हैं, बिकॉज वी हैव अ सेंट्रलाइज सिस्टम ऑफ क्लियरिंग। सब क्लियरिंग आरबीआई के थ्रू पास होती है, आरबीआई अप्रूव्स द ट्रांजेक्शंस, देन इट गोज। Okay, but when we are making payments through cryptocurrency, they are decentralized. They are not controlled by any central bank, any central network. These are blockchains that are used for creating these coins, and the transactions are happening through this. Okay. Now, for example, आप जब shares में अगर trading करते हो, okay, so you are buying the shares from the market. Okay, you log into the portal, you buy the shares. तो you don't know कि कौन से बंदे के अकाउंट से शेयर्स डेबिट हुए और आपके अकाउंट में क्रेडिट हुए, बिकॉज दे आर ट्रेडिंग, सेलिंग द शेयर्स टू यू। their identity remain anonymous. Similarly, when you're buying cryptocurrencies from crypto exchange, there also it is decentralized. The identity of that person is not revealed who is making sending you the cryptocurrencies from where you are buying the cryptos. Okay, so this is not so widely used, not so yet popular because of the regulatory issues. We don't have any central authority over cryptos. Okay. Next payment system is BNPL. BNPL is buy now, pay later, an online payment option that allows users to purchase goods or services and pay later in installments. Okay, so these are the financing facilities, EMI facilities given by many e-commerce platforms. Okay, many e-commerce platforms give us this facility mostly on electronics, consumer goods like TV, refrigerators. So where we are buying on this basis, buy now and pay later. We buy the items and pay later in installments. Okay, types of e-payment system we have already covered, like credit card payments, digital wallets, bank transfers. Okay, talking about credit cards in e-commerce. So card information entry. As I already told you, widely used method in e-commerce transaction. Okay, most of the peoples are using credit cards for their transaction. So card information entry, customer enters the credit card details on the e-commerce platform. Okay, so in order to use the credit card, you have that 16-digit credit card number. First, you have to enter that. You have to enter the expiry date. Then you have to enter the CVV number. After entering all these three on the card name holder, all these details, after entering all these details, they will send you a OTP. Okay, and once the OTP is entered, the payment will complete it. So, what are the steps? First, you have to enter the information. Of what information? The card number, the card holder's name, the CVV number that is on the back side of the card expiry date that is on the front side of the card. Okay. The payment gateway processing. Payment gateway encrypts and transmits card data to the acquiring bank for authorization. क्या था, these cards are not directly issued by the bank. ठीक है, कार्ड या तो वीजा के होते हैं या मास्टर होते हैं. नाउ अभी हमारे पास रुपे कार्ड्स भी है. तो ये जो वीजा का कार्ड है आपका, समझो. ठीक है, एंड इट इज इशूड बाय SBI. सो यहाँ द पेमेंट गेटवे मीन्स द वीजा जो आपके पास कार्ड है, दैट विल सेंड इंफॉर्मेशन टू द अक्वायरिंग बैंक. ठीक है, वो बैंक जिसने ये कार्ड इशू किया था, for authorization. As soon as you are entering these details, okay, the payment gateway will send information to your bank for authorization. Okay, the card issuing bank verifies the transaction and approves or declines based on available funds. Okay, so अगर आपके कार्ड में लिमिट बची हुई है, it will approve the transaction. If your card has 1 lakh limit and you have utilized only 50,000, you have still some limit left 50,000. So and सिर्फ फंड्स की लिमिट नहीं चेक होती है, बट सिक्योरिटी चेक. मोस्टली आप ये जगह पे पेमेंट्स करते हो कि बैंक को कुछ सस्पिशियस हो रहा है कि ये कार्ड ऐसी जगह पे यूज हो रहा है जहाँ आपने पहले कभी यूज नहीं किया है और उसका ट्रांजैक्शन अमाउंट बहुत बड़ा है. तो अगर ऐसा कुछ सस्पिशियस चीज बैंक को लगा, तो ऑन दैट बेसिस ऑल्सो बैंक कैन रिजेक्ट योर ट्रांजेक्शन. इट्स नॉट ओनली कि आपके पास फंड्स नहीं है इसलिए ट्रांजेक्शन रिजेक्ट हो गई. फंड्स अवेलेबल है बट बैंक इज नॉट फीलिंग सेफ टू अप्रूव दिस ट्रांजेक्शन, दे कैन रिजेक्ट ऑन दैट ग्राउंड्स ऑल्सो. ओके, सो द प्रोसेस क्या है? कस्टमर ने डेटा एंटर की, पेमेंट गेटवे, अगर वीजा का कार्ड है उनको ये डेटा मिली, दे विल कॉन्टेक्ट द बैंक. बैंक विल सी कि if you have limit and the security checks. Now upon the approval the merchant is notified. merchant यहाँ पे क्या, जहाँ पे आप कार्ड यूज कर रहे हो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप ये कार्ड अमेजोन पे यूज कर रहे हो, तो अमेजोन इज नोटिफाइड कि दिस our transaction can be carried on, and the customer account is charged, means your credit card is being charged for that transaction. Funds are later settled to the merchant's account. ओके आप तो क्रेडिट कार्ड यूज कर रहे हो, आपके कोई फंड्स नहीं जा रहे, इट इज एंड ऑफ द मंथ आप कार्ड के बिल्स भरते हो, बट वो मर्चेंट जहाँ पे आपने ये कार्ड यूज किया उनको तो इमीडिएट पैसे चाहिए. So who is sending? The bank is sending these immediate funds to the merchant's account. Amazon के account में funds are given by your bank who has issued you the credit card. So credit cards remain a cornerstone for e-commerce transactions due to their widespread acceptance, consumer trust, and ability to make instant purchases. Okay, so of advanced security measures like 3D secure and has further enhanced their safety. Okay, now coming to smart cards, we just discussed smart card. मैंने आपको हांगकांग का एग्जांपल दिया where Octopus is their smart card that is used nationwide. In India also there are many places where we are using smart card. Okay, so embedded microprocessors, features of the smart card, they have microprocessors that have that can be used at multiple places for making the transactions. Okay, contactless technology, quick and convenient tap to pay. Most of the times you don't have to insert that card anywhere. You have to just tap at the machines of that smart card machine and the payment is done. Okay. Multi-application support, abilities to store multiple payments methods, loyalty programs are there, like they give you some 5% cashback, 10% cashback, so where you are encouraged to use more and more smart cards. बायोमेट्रिक ऑथेंटिकेशन, बायो, सी वेर एवर द बायो कम्स, बायो का मतलब ही होता है लिविंग बींग्स. ओके, अगर एवीएस में आपने देखा होगा बायो ए बायोटिक, तो बायो means where the authentication is done by some person through their fingerprint, through their face recognition. So biometric authentication is authentication by human prints. It can be our face, it can be our fingerprints. So smart cards represent a significant advancement in payment methodology, their ability to store and process data. Okay, and it is used for multiple applications at multiple places. It can be used. Okay, now talking about the next payment system, that is the digital wallets that we are mostly using these days, the Paytm, GPay and all. Okay. Tokenization and encryption. We have discussed these words, tokenization and encryption, where our data is encrypted. End-to-end encrypted means only the receiving party, only the merchant where we are making the transaction, they can get the data. Not if there is cyber attack or data breach, they cannot access the data. Cross-border capabilities. So if it is enabled, you have to get it enabled. You can use it internationally also. Integration with mobile devices enables convenient on-the-go payment and financial management, because see, you can daily track your payments. Agar if you're only using mobile wallets, it becomes easy for you to keep your financial management tracked, because आज के पूरे दिन की हिस्ट्री वो आपको दिखा सकता है कि आपने कहाँ कहाँ पेमेंट की, कहाँ से पैसे आए, कहाँ पे पैसे गए. That is difficult when you're using cash. ठीक है, so cash you have to remember कि आपने किसको कितने पैसे दिए, but here you have a record of each and every because these transactions are being recorded. Consistent access to payment methods and transaction history. So we just discussed you have a transaction history which is easy for you to track your records. The next payment method is debit cards. We discussed about credit cards. Now coming to debit cards, primarily used for instantly debiting funds from your linked bank accounts. द डिफरेंस बिटवीन क्रेडिट कार्ड एंड डेबिट कार्ड इज दिस कि क्रेडिट कार्ड में आपके पैसे डायरेक्टली डेबिट नहीं हो रहे आपके अकाउंट से। आप जब सी क्रेडिट कार्ड क्या है, वो एक तरह का क्रेडिट है, वो एक तरह का लोन है जो आपको बैंक दे रही है। ओके, एंड इट इज अ रिवॉल्विंग क्रेडिट। Revolving means now if I spend that 1 lakh rupees without this being debited from my account, अगर मैं क्रेडिट कार्ड से यूज कर रही हूँ तो ये बैंक का पैसा मैं यूज कर रही हूँ। ठीक है, तो but what bank will do at the end of the month, bank will send me the bill. Okay, and if I'm paying this bill on time, ठीक है, मैंने जितना भी यूज किया उतना बैंक मुझे बिल भेजेगी। मे बी 50,000 यूज किया, bank will send me this bill of 50,000. Once I pay this bill, again for next month I have a loan, I have a credit of 1 lakh. Okay, so this is the advantage of credit card, that you are always having this loan approved by bank of 1 lakh. So most of the people misuse this, like a credit card should be for emergency uses, because if we spend credit cards on our shopping, on our unnecessary items, then we get trapped in these loans. Okay, credit card should be purely used for emergency purposes, where you don't have to take loan from someone else. You have a credit card with a limit of 1 lakh that you can use in any emergencies. Okay, so that is the best thing you can keep for your emergency purposes instead of using it on unnecessary things. Okay, so it's a revolving credit that every month you don't have to apply for any credit, any loan. अगर आपके पास एक क्रेडिट है, वन क्रेडिट कार्ड है 1 लाख का, मतलब आपका एक लोन अप्रूव्ड हुआ पड़ा है बैंक की तरफ से, और वो आप कभी भी यूज कर सकते हो जब आपको इमरजेंसी है। ठीक है, सो कमिंग टू द डेबिट कार्ड। नॉन डेबिट कार्ड क्या होता है, वो हमारे बैंक अकाउंट से लिंक है। सो वॉट एवर मनी आई एम स्पेंडिंग, इफ दिस 50,000 इंस्टेड ऑफ माई क्रेडिट कार्ड आई एम spending from my debit card, what will happen, immediately it will get debited from my account, मेरा account balance 50,000 से कम हो जाएगा। That was not in the case of credit card. So I can, they directly debit our bank account. Adoption of e-commerce use, enabling direct bank account payments. Okay. You can link these in your digital wallets for contactless payments. Okay. And development of virtual debit cards, like virtual debit cards that can be stored in your mobile apps. You don't have to carry that plastic card with you. Okay. So security measures in e-payment systems, encryption. So encryption we have discussed earlier also. Encryption क्या है, जब data sender और receiver के बीच में ही रहेगी, it will be never leaked in between. That is known as the concept of encryption. Okay. Fraud detection. So we have machine learning algorithms to analyze the transaction patterns. Okay, this thing also mostly used in banks, financial institutions, banks, machine learning. uh, ठीक है, machine learning in simple meaning, what machine is learning? Machine or softwares are learning the behavior of consumers, because humanly it is impossible। अभी बैंक के पास 1 लाख कस्टमर है, वो कस्टमर कौन सी ट्रांजेक्शन्स कर रहे हैं, कहाँ पे कर रहे हैं, कितने अमाउंट की कर रहे हैं, तो वो सब ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड रखना humanly it is impossible. So we have machine learning, we have AI that understand this consumer behavior, the customer behavior in banks. Okay, and something that goes against the algorithm। ठीक है, अब हर महीने जो मैं ट्रांजेक्शन्स करती हूँ मेरी बैंक से, that my bank knows through machine learning and transaction, through AI. And if some transaction that is out of my behavior, कि ऐसी कोई बड़ी transaction मैंने कर दी, मैंने पहले कभी नहीं की थी, so this softwares, machine learning and all, they will raise a flag. Now that flag the employees of the bank will study कि ये transaction में flag क्यों raise हुआ है। ठीक है, they will study the detail कि कौन सी transaction हुई है, and they will alert the customer कि आपके अकाउंट से कुछ फ्रॉड हो रहा है या आप ये ट्रांजेक्शन कर रहे हो। So fraud detection has become easy. Many a times, if you do some major transactions, you receive a call from a bank employee. Mostly it happens because we have these systems, we have these softwares in place that detect these frauds की कुछ ऐसी transaction हो रही है that is not a regular one. and this customer has never done this transaction before. Okay, so ऐसी कुछ irregular transaction हुई तो banks raise alert, banks contact customers and they see कि आपके अकाउंट से कुछ fraud नहीं हो. Okay, चाहे वो आपके क्रेडिट कार्ड से हो रही है ट्रांजेक्शन, चाहे वो आपके अकाउंट, सेविंग अकाउंट, करंट अकाउंट, कहीं से भी हो रही है. All these transactions are traced by banks through these machine learning algorithms. Okay. So machine learning algorithms analyze transaction patterns in real time to identify and flag potentially fraudulent activities. Potentially fraudulent means जो आपको लग रही है something out of the way वो transaction हो रही है. Most of the banks have this facility of two-factor authentication. Okay, additional layer of security requiring users to provide two different authentication factors. Okay, तो जब आप अपना इंटरनेट बैंकिंग में फर्स्ट टाइम लॉग इन करते हो, आपने एक नया सेविंग अकाउंट खोला, फर्स्ट टाइम आप अपने लॉग इन क्रेडेंशियल्स वहां पे डाल रहे हो वो बैंक की वेबसाइट पे. ठीक है, तो वो फर्स्ट टाइम पे बैंक आपसे कुछ पर्सनल क्वेश्चंस पूछ के रखती है. फॉर एग्जांपल इट कुड बी योर प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ, it could be your highest education qualification, okay, or any questions that are very personal to you and you can answer those. Okay, so वो चार पांच क्वेश्चंस बैंक आपसे फर्स्ट टाइम में पूछ के रखती है. अब उसके बाद आप जब भी बैंक में लॉग इन करते हो, you put your net you put your login id, you put your password, then after that वो क्वेश्चंस जो आपसे बैंक ने पहले पूछ के रखते थे उसमें से कोई भी एक क्वेश्चन फिर से बैंक आपसे पूछेगी. ठीक है, और उसका आंसर अगर आपने करेक्ट किया देन दे विल अलाउ यू टू एक्सेस योर अकाउंट. सो अगर किसी बंदे को आपका आईडी पासवर्ड मिल भी जाता है, ठीक है, बट ही हैज टू नाउ आंसर दिस वन क्वेश्चन दैट यू हैव आंसर्ड अर्लियर while creating your account with this bank. Okay, so this is known as two factor authentication. So this is used, and in phone banking also they use. Mostly they ask you what is your place of birth, what is your year of birth or date of birth. अगर आप phone banking में भी call करते हो, so they ask you some personal questions that the customer can answer. Okay, so this concept is known as two-factor authentication. It is used to verify the identity, reducing the risk of unauthorized access. Tokenization, replacement of sensitive data with unique identification symbols. Okay, sensitive data, your card number, your card details, these are tokenized. Okay, so that if even the data gets leaked, it is not being readable to the other party. Okay, so the future we can experience, we can have augmented reality, that is AR technology, where we don't need to carry the physical cards or mobiles. It can be through virtual reality also. Okay, advanced biometrics can come. Okay, so this is future we are accepting. Integration and interoperability in e-payments. Okay, so we have standardized APIs, like, and these are some protocols. Okay, protocols means rules, regulations for third party providers, fostering innovation and new service development. Cross platform compatibility, like on various platforms, you can use your e-payment systems, be it your GPay, be it your net banking, debit card. Okay, blockchain can be centralized and it can be used for payments. Okay, so these are the things we are accepting in future of the e-payment system. So this is it for today. There is more on e-payment system that I will cover in our next class. We have covered some for you. Okay, the 3D security I will answer in next class. I'm also not very sure. I know, but I'm not sure with, I can't explain you with example. एनक्रिप्शन इज लाइक, एनक्रिप्शन क्या होता है, लास्ट टाइम मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया था. अगर आप अपने व्हाट्सएप से अपने फ्रेंड को हेलो भेज रहे हो, ठीक है, और बीच में आपका चैट कहीं लीक हो जाता है, कोई हैकर आपका मोबाइल हैक कर रहा है, वो आपका चैट लीक हो जाता है कहीं, तो वो हैकर को वो इंफॉर्मेशन रीड करने में नहीं आएगी, वो हेलो कुछ ऐसा फ्रेम हो जाएगा कि उसको वो रीड करने में नहीं आएगा। दैट इज नोन एज एनक्रिप्शन। Encryption is end to end, मतलब only the sender and receiver can read that information. No one in between. कोई बंदा आपका डेटा स्टील कर रहा है, हैकिंग हो रहा है, तो they cannot read your data because your data is encrypted. Benefits of smart cards कहाँ पे था? Okay, so these are the benefits of smart card. You don't have to link your card with any bank. You have prepaid card and you can control your expenses. As a layman, these are the benefits for you. Okay, two-factor authentication I just explained, along with entering your login ID with your password in your net banking. आपको कुछ और details देनी पड़ेंगी that are personal to you, maybe your date of birth, maybe your year of birth, maybe your education qualification. Okay, and then your payment, you can access your bank account. That is known as two-factor authentication. The first slide is the introduction to e-commerce. Electronic purses is nothing but you can call them electronic purses, digital wallets, or mobile wallets like GPay and all. Okay, GPay, Paytm, PayPal, these are all electronic wallets. Okay, last slide you can ignore. It's not in our syllabus, the future. Okay, e-checks are electronic checks. Like checks are physical in nature, but these days many banks provide us e-checks. Okay, these are not very popular in India still. Okay, these are online checks. This is a special service that you have to avail from your bank. By default, ये service आपको नहीं मिलती है, but if you ask from your bank, they can provide you with this service. How can customers get top up on the Octopus card? Octopus card का टॉप अप आप कहीं से भी करा सकते हो। इन हांगकांग लाइक ग्रोसरी स्टोर से भी आप करवा सकते हो, बैंक से भी करवा सकते हो। देयर आर स्टोर्स जिनको ये मिली हुई है फैसिलिटी कि वो ऑक्टोपस कार्ड का टॉप अप आपको दे सकते हैं। देयर आर मेनी स्टोर्स अराउंड जहाँ पे भी आप ये ऑक्टोपस कार्ड का टॉप अप करा